Hey guys, it's Devin, and today I am here with some ghost stories in honor of Halloween. I have had some really weird experiences with ghosts over the years. But yeah, I have some stories for you, and let's go ahead and get started. So my first story is based down in New Orleans. I have a lot of family down there, so we go down there for Christmas sometimes Thanksgiving. My grandparents have 2 dogs, and one time when we were there, they were dog sitting my aunt's dog as well. Its name was Pepper. I'd never seen it before, so it was just kind of playing with the other dogs, and I noticed that every time it kind of hit a wall or something, and the other dogs would like twitch with it. And at first I didn't notice it, but every time that this dog would like kind of brush something, the other dogs would move similarly. So one time we were all playing canasta, we love to play canasta, and this dog accidentally runs into the chair, and the other dog, Gabe, is sitting at my feet, and as soon as the dog runs into the chair, Gabe twitches forward, Gabe whimpers, and it's like he's been hit as well. And I'm like freaking out, I'm like, oh, wait, everything that happens to this dog is happening to Gabe. This is the voodoo thing? I don't know if it was like a reaction to the other dog being like hurt, like he was like, you know, sympathy, like being with the dog, but I don't know. I think it was some voodoo going on down there in New Orleans, and I do not want to get involved with it. So if that dog's around, if Pepper's around, you know, I'm gonna have to stay somewhere else. My next story has to do up in Maine. You guys know I have a house there on the water in Bar Harbor. And it's this really old house. Before we got it, it was just completely empty. There was a lot of water damage and weathering damage. So it was creaky floors, it was kind of cold, kind of story houses, like where you're going on a tour and it's like, and this is the old blah house, and it's like everyone's kind of spooky because it's so old and mysterious. So I don't know if people have died in there, I don't know if there's ghosts in there, but I honestly was scared to be there. So we have this attic that has a door that closes and locks, and we usually keep it locked, but you go upstairs and there's really one window sticking out of it. And one time I decided I was gonna go up there, so I went up there. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking around, and there's this huge cabinet, and I went and opened the cabinet, and I hear like a scratching on the window. And like usually it's pretty windy in Bar Harbor, like there's a lot of wind, a lot of cold rain, but it was completely still outside. So I went, like I ignored it because like this was our house, we were staying in there, I didn't want to be scared of it. But I kept hearing the scratching on the window. A few days later, I was in my room going to sleep. No windows in this room at all. And I go to sleep, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I wake up and I hear the same scratching sound, like a tree scratching the window, except I'm in a room with no windows. It's like in the middle of the hallway, there are no windows anywhere close to it. I just keep hearing the scratching sound. So the next story is based here in Northern Virginia. I personally have only been to the circus 2 times. One time it was Ringley and Barner Brothers Circus. It was this huge kind of arena set up, and they had their horses. And the second time it was like a traveling circus. So they set up in this huge parking lot, and there were these tents with all these performers going through all the booths. And one of the booths is like a museum to the old kind of freak shows that they used to do, where people with abnormalities, with like extreme dwarfism or with like weird limbs or extremities, or kind of gave them a profession and made it kind of socially acceptable to be who they were. So they had some of the skeletons of the people that had died while working in the show. And one of them was this really small, like abnormally small dwarf person. And she said she was known for making this like squeaking sound, like hee hee. And I'm like, oh, you know, that's I kind of took note to that one because, I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. Like she was just tall. So I forget about it. I'm going through my circus experience. I'm seeing the seals beat the horn, seeing the clowns, and all of a sudden I hear like hee hee. And the first time I didn't like whatever. Then I'm leaving the tent for that one, going to another one, and I hear it again, and I'm like, this is so weird. And I kid you not, as we're leaving the circus, out of the corner of my eye, I see something that is too small to be a child that's able to walk, right? Like a toddler's, like, you know, it's a certain height. But this person is too small to be able to walk if you're not, you know. And I see her run out of the corner of my eye, there's no one around, and run like into this dark alleyway. And I didn't investigate, I was too scared, but I think it was this ghost of this very small person haunting me. And because I kept hearing hee hee, and I don't know. So interpret it as you will, but I think that the ghost was there and messing with me. So for my next story, it's out in Utah, and my dad has some extended family out there, and we have an aunt who is currently diagnosed with Alzheimer's, so she stays in a mental institution so that she can be taken care of. But this mental institution, like, obviously a lot of people are very confused, they have a lot of problems with them, and I was there, and while we were there, there was an attempted suicide, which is obviously, it's very scary. It was like a 2-story thing where one of the people had, like, jumped off, like there's stairs going up the side, and they jumped off halfway the stairs, Obviously they have mental problems, so she didn't think to go all the way up the stairs and jump. So she hurt herself. So I'm at this institution, right, and I heard this, and this woman has just hurt herself, and all of a sudden I'm walking out, and I hear like footsteps running up the stairs, and I'm like, what's happening? And then I hear this huge crashing sound, and I think that this lady has gone back up these stairs and jumped, and I run over there, and I look, and there's nothing there at all. Like, there's no one there, no one in the proximity, there's no one anywhere close. But I swear to God, I heard someone running up the stairs, and I heard a huge crashing sound. So take that as you will. I don't know if this lady survived this incident. She jumped halfway up the stairs and she had broken her leg. So as far as I knew, she was okay. But maybe she had died, and this was her ghost that just kept mocking me, because it really messed with me. Like, you know, any death that you're kind of connected to at all is very disturbing. But yeah, so that was kind of creepy. Alright, the last story is based in this kind of motel that we were staying at in England. It's very expensive there to rent anything, so we were staying at this kind of low-end motel. Didn't have Wi-Fi, so you know, there's the sign. The time I went in and took the shower, like, it was a see-through curtain, and I'd look away and I'd look back and the door was wide open. And I was alone at the time. Everyone else had gone out for dinner, but I would just gone for a run, so I needed to take a shower. So I was completely alone. I shut the door, and then I got in my shower, and I kept looking away, and the door was wide open. So I walked up, I shut the door, it like turns closed, so I know it's closed all the way, but in this motel, it keeps sliding open every time I look away to wash my hair. So I'm freaking out, right? So I leave, run straight downstairs, and do like an experiment. So I purposely lock the door to the bathroom and close it, and then I run to dinner with them. We have dinner, I forget about it. I go back upstairs, and the door is wide open again, like wide open, completely open, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, there's something opening these doors. So I forget about it. We have the rest of the trip, and on the way out, I'm reading about the hotel, and there's a disclaimer. It's like, in 1980 whatever, someone did die in this motel, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm being haunted about the person that died in this motel. So yeah, those are my ghost stories. This is actually a collab with someone out in Spain, I believe. Patty Sway makes videos. I'll link her channel down below. And I'm really thankful that she's making this collab with me. She's gonna do a video based off my video coming out either tomorrow or the next day. And it's gonna be on her channel, so check that out. She has a lot more subscribers than I do, so I really appreciate it. And make sure you go and like her videos and subscribe and all that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for some more Divos Halloween, and I love you guys. Don't let everyone ruin your fun day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.